Hi, this is Ready for the New Me, Jaquel. A lot's been going on the past month. Like I said before, I was approved, all ready to go, had my co-payment saved up. Well, about 2 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago actually, I was on my way to my doctor's appointment to get my lab work done, EKG, sleep test, all that good stuff. And as I was walking out of the building, I received a phone call. And she was like, well, I wanted to know if anybody had informed you, but your co-payment has been increased from $500 to $5,000. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah. So if you don't have $5,000, then really there's nothing I can do for you. And I'm sitting here thinking like, oh my gosh. So I get in the car because I'm still in disbelief. I'm like, nobody told me this. I'm like, yeah, right. She's playing. Call Blue Cross Blue Shield, talk to representative, and they told me that as of September 1st, because of the plan that my employer chose, they upped it to $5,000 September 1st. No matter if you're in your pre-op, you're scheduled, all that other stuff, you have to pay $5,000. So I'm in the car and I'm bawling out of control, just crying for it was just like I was so hurt. It was disappointment. And I was disappointed on behalf of I was upset with myself because I was like, why did it take me so long to come to the realization that I needed to have this procedure? Also, I was upset with the fact that my employers, the board of trustees, I'm pissed off with the fact that they decided to up it to $5,000 and didn't tell anybody, didn't tell me. And I'm also upset with the hospital because I'm like, we have this rapport of 6 months plus some, and you're telling me that there's nothing they can do for me, that you can do for me. And so I just had all these things going on in my head, and I was just like, really, I just was hurt. And so I cried, and I was like, okay. So I cried, and I got over it. Then I was like, oh, screw this, whatever, F it. I don't care. Then reality sunk in over the course of the next 2 days. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting the surgery done. I don't have $5,000. Really, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, man, like, are you serious? Like, I don't have $5,000. I don't have any money. I'm stuck in limbo. I am going to be. I was just thinking I'm going to be fat again for the remainder of my life. And it wasn't. It's not the problem with losing the weight. I was like, oh, I can go to the gym. This is maybe me. Needing to go to the gym. I can do this on my own. So I was like, oh, okay. So I call my friend and I tell her what happened. She was like, oh, well, maybe this is telling you need to go to the gym. And I was like, you know what? I got to get off the phone with you because that's not what I wanted to hear. So then I snapped back into reality, or excuse me, I was like, okay, well, it's okay. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Then last week, this is really what's going through my head. So I'm like kind of give you a play-by-play, which you probably don't need to know all of this. So I'm sorry. So then last week, I was in a funk. I was just like, are you serious? I cried every night because I was on the phone. I called Care Credit. I was denied, called my credit union. It wasn't that I was denied. They were like, basically, you have no credit. So that's pretty much where that falls into. You have no credit, and there's really nothing we can do for you until you get something of worth. Then we cannot, loan this money. So basically, in so many words, I was denied. Um, and then I cried, and I was like, Lord, please, Jesus. I was like, this is, and I was like, I understand things happen for reasons, and it just was like, please explain to me what this reasoning is. It was it because I'm doing it for the wrong thing, and I was like, no, I'm doing it for my health. As I mentioned before, I'm 32 years old. I was diagnosed with PCOS. Kind of like perimenopause. My body it's I'm too big. My frame is too small for the weight that's on my body. So therefore it's causing my insides or my reproductive system to shut down. So I haven't unless I'm on birth control pills, I can't have a cycle on my own. Just really can't. Now there's people that are my weight with a larger frame, and they still have cycles, can get pregnant, everything else. But my frame is entirely too small for the weight that's sitting on it. So everything right now is not functioning as far as reproductive wise. It's not functioning to its fullest capacity. So my body goes through the symptoms like PMS and all that kind of stuff, but there's no flow. So I just have eggs just chilling up there. And it doesn't matter how many times or who I'm with or whatever, can't get pregnant. It's not working, period. So right now I am on halt because I have to figure out how I'm going to come up with $5,000 in a timely manner. So that's really where I'm at with that. So I contacted one hospital, and I was told to I can put down 60% of the $5,000. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm like, Lord Jesus, please. I know if this is your will, which I know it is, you're not going to take me this far and let me down. So please, just I'm trying to figure it out. And I think what it did, it put me in reality. What am I doing this for? Am I doing it to get the oohs and the ahs? And no, I'm doing it because I don't want to be healthy. I was talking to my friend today. I'm at this point where, granted, there's nothing wrong with being big or plus size or fat or whatever you want to call it. But at some point in time, you have to realize that, I may not be diabetic now, but my joints, my legs. Also, it's just, can't fly in the planes often because of my down area. I'm just hippie, very large down there. Also, I can't do the things that I wanted to do. I want to do, and it's to the point right now where they're not caring if you're overweight or not. They're not going to change anything to accommodate larger people. And it doesn't matter how many petitions you sign, how many times you write to Congress and explain to them that they need to start accommodating overweight individuals, they're not going to. So it's either we or you, myself, get with the program, or you're just going to exist. You can exist happily, or you can exist miserably. It's however you want to look at it. And that's just how it is. And even when I was like, I just sit back and I watch and I think, and I'm just like looking, and it's just like, you can have the most bubbly personality in the world. You could be the most beautiful person in the world. But what they see is your outer appearance. And it doesn't matter how intelligent you are or anything of that, what the name you've made for yourself. Because if you think about it, the name that Oprah's made for herself, she still opted and realized that you can't do that. She's a billionaire, and she still needed to be physically fit in order to maintain and work in this society. And that's Oprah. She's a mover and a shaker. So, I mean, we know that there's issues. Society has issues. Um, so that's just really what I looked at it at. I mean, how I looked at it. Um, and I just is like when I'm ready to have a child, I need to be healthy for myself and my child. And I don't know. So that's just really how I'm looking at it. It has nothing to do with aesthetics. It has to do with internal issues as far as how my body is concerned. And so when I started realizing that, I got kind of pissed off at my healthcare providers. Well, not really them, but I just got pissed off at my healthcare provider as far as TRS, which I don't really care. I mean, I was upset because I was like, I pay out of pocket for my insurance and you can't even do me this one favor. I don't even go to the hospital enough or doctor's visits unless it's for gynecological purposes. And then that's it. But as far as anything else is concerned, no. I look at this as preventive care. And if you can't help me prevent something, then what do I need you for? So that's my little spiel. And I'm still hurting. And so right now I'm just in a place where I'm angry and upset. And like, what am I going to do about it? I can stir up all I want. They're not going to change anything. And that's flat out what it is. They could care less. Because I have to imagine how many people that were scheduled for surgery the day before me, the morning, you know what I'm saying? So that day that I called and had to pay $5,000, you know, all that other kind of stuff, or people that were scheduled September 1st and were told that if you can't come up with $5,000, then there's nothing I can do for you. So I have to look at those people because obviously they were getting ready to be underneath the knife. And that's pretty much what I was told. I'm not underneath the knife, so there's nothing they could do. And that's it. So I will be seeing y'all later. I don't know. I'm going to have to pause for the cause. It's disappointing. So that's how I'm going to look at it. I'm very disappointed. And that's just really what it is. So ta-ta for now.